Hello, and this is Paul, and welcome to another weekly live stream. Tonight I'm going to be trying to model a dog, so that ought to be fun to watch and laugh and point. Before we get too far, let me thank the patrons. Thank you guys. And I don't want to spend too much time, so I've real quickly set up to go ahead and jump right into sort of what I've done. Mostly, so this is the part of the stream where I show you what I worked on over the week. Mostly performance related issues. Let's make it light so you guys can see. And I'm going to go ahead and enable the grid. Okay, so you can see there's a grid boundary right here. So the big deal was, whenever we crossed a grid boundary, there's a lot of work that gets done by the engine, and it was really starting to get slow. There are still a few frame hiccups, but now as we cross over, you can see there's usually almost no pause. There used to be a good half a second delay. Some of this is all the logging you see spewing down below. But yeah, so I did a bunch of profiling and rearranging of how the threads were working and stuff like that, and so I've gotten rid of a lot of this. There's still a few more places I can get rid of. The issue was everything new is based on crossing those boundaries. So when we were doing random encounters and wanted to do the butterflies, it was crossing a boundary and it was going to create the butterflies in those far squares, and that was taking more work, and it was just adding yet more stuff to that particular loop. And now I have a way of sort of detecting when that lag happens and logging what's doing it and stuff like that. So as it goes on, I can sort of deal with that. Anyway, today I want to start modeling a dog, and I'm going to base it off of my dog Kaylee, who is a yellow Labrador. So just a reminder, up in the upper left corner is the link to download the latest version of the game, which was from mid-January or late January. So that's the link in the password. That also gets you to the Discord if you want to join and chat with other Mythrunians. And without further ado, let me sort of get started on what we came here for, which was modeling a dog. Hopefully this will go a little bit better than last time I was running Blender, because I'm at least sort of remember how to use Blender now. By the way, if you're on, go ahead and say hi, then I will know you're here. Actually, I forgot to bring up my little pop-out dashboard. So today, so it says I have one viewer. So if you are really viewing, welcome. So I went through and I found some reference images of my dog, and unfortunately none of them are the direct side view that I needed. So I went and tried to find some Creative Commons public domain stuff, because while I don't mind using copyrighted works necessarily to do sort of Google searches and find reference images and things, because usually I pull up 4 or 5 different ones and I use them just kind of in the background as I model. When I'm on a live stream, it felt a little weird to be pulling up somebody else's images that specifically say no derivative works or whatever, even though technically we're stretching the limits of what we call derivative works here. So I found a couple public domain or CC0 things. Unfortunately, one of them, the head was looking up, and so I needed the head looking sideways. So I've got sort of my base reference image here, putting a misshaded head on top of this body, and I think I have been kind of toying with the idea of having the head be bigger. When you see it in a photo, it looks dumb, but sometimes when you see it modeled, it's better, because it adds some character to the in a game. It adds some character to the mob. You're sick as a dog with COVID. Oh no, sorry, Ron. Oh man, COVID is just awful. And I associate everything with COVID as you don't even realize how sick you are until it's done and you feel better and you look back and you go, man, I was pretty sick. Like when you get the flu or like a stomach virus or something, you know, you're slammed and you look forward to getting better because you can still remember what feeling good was like. But both times I've had COVID, I just kind of felt awful. But it wasn't until I got better that I realized how awful. And the same when I got vaccinated for COVID. The day after, that day after, you just kind of feel like crap, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm just run down, and then you feel better the next day, and you're like, no, 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 I was feeling very bad. Um, anyway, so this is the sort of the dog I'm going to use as the reference image, and I've already saved it. So I did some groundwork ahead of time. Yes, see my doggy. My doggy's name is Kaylee, and the reason we've been thinking about her a lot this week is because she stopped eating earlier in the week. She's 13 years old, and that's really old for a lab, so she's not going to be with us much longer. And I always thought to put a yellow lab in the game and kind of pattern it off of Kaylee. So this will be kind of like my way of keeping her around forever. And so when someday you can have a pet dog, and you can name it whatever you want, and there'll be some randomization involved at that point, but you can always choose to name it Kaylee because that's the name of the dog it was based on. So let's bring up Blender. Actually, I think I'm going to close Blender and open it again because as you can see, it is still up with the butterfly from before and loading itself in from swap. So hold on, we'll wait for this to do its thing. Yeah, see, I had redone the butterfly. I never did get transparent at see working properly, but in here, in the game, it obviously works. So let me just go ahead and start Blender over again. Sure, I don't think I changed anything, but why not? Yeah, see, I should have done this before the live stream started. Anyway, Ron, I'm really sorry you're feeling bad. I hope you feel better. And thanks for joining me even when you're sick. All right, so and now I use a slightly older version of Blender, which I have linked on my desktop. I think I have it linked here to Blender copy, yeah. I downloaded a new one at some point, but like I'm on Windows 7 here because this is my Mythruna box and I don't want to upgrade it. And the newer versions of Blender, I have to get like special builds that still work with Windows 7. And I did that one time to try to see if it fixed some problems with my models, you know, the Mythruna girl and everything, and it actually made, and the Gathan, and it actually made them worse, and so I ended up backing it out. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do the standard thing. We'll keep the default cube. What do I want to do? I want to take the side view, and then I want to add an image reference. You see, this is the way we do it. And we go to Z, P-Speed, images, reference, photos, Kaylee dog, yellow lab reference.png, load reference image. Ah, okay, cool. And then, oh yeah, that's right. I gotta like, unfortunately, I need to set up 2 screens is what I really need to do. Because then I could have the chat like fully up on the other screen. The thing is, I actually have 3 monitors pointing at me right now. One is the work laptop, and this monitor, and then the Mythruna server. And I could easily re-rig the KVM switch to do this in a slightly different way. Or I've got a tablet that I could pull out too, actually. And I mean like a Wacom digital drawing tablet. All right, anyway, so we've got our reference image. We've got our starting model, which doesn't look much like a dog, right? It's a box. And the next thing I want to do, even though, so I based the human models on Rigify's armatures. So we're going to base it on the wolf. Okay, cool. We're already in the right size range as far as that goes. Like if I hide this, you'll see there's a, if I hide this, you see there's a, oops. I use too many different tools and I forget what keys I have to hit to do what. Anyway, the Mythruna girl, Mythruna boy, the elf and stuff, they're all based on the Rigify models. And they just bring in a ton of bones. And I probably eventually come up with a custom rig because there's just so many bones in these and I don't use them. And it really makes the models huge because of how, you know, JMonkey Engine encodes all the animation tracks and things. It basically makes a frame for every bone, even if there's no data in there and so on. I mean, it compacts all that, but it's still a lot of garbage to carry around if you're not using it. So let me get my reference image back, and let's call it reference side. And we'll go ahead and call this one, I'm going to call it Kaylee. That is not Kaylee, but we're going to make something that looks sort of like my dog. Anyway, so we want to take not the meta rig, the reference view. We're going to move it around and scale it and stuff so that it lines up sort of with that doggy, that wolf rig, more or less. Right? It's not going to be exact, but we're just kind of using it as a basis. So I think we want like the hips and the thing, so we need to scale this down some more. Oops. And what I think is I will take this and split the difference. And it's clear that the rig does not really line up with this model, right? Hey Lando, how's it going? Happy Friday, Lando Calrissian. You know, run any good cloud cities lately? Haha. All right, so then I think what we can do is just move some of these bones around so that they better match more or less the, like, I just need to bring the spine down, I think, and the connected bones. Yeah, because even the head's not too bad. So let's just see what happens if we bring all of this down. I'll move the head separately in a second. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this much forward. I just like the idea that, oops. So I just want to kind of rough it in, and I'm gonna shrink that tail too while we're at it. Actually, I probably could just get rid of several of the bones. Sorry, sometimes when I'm working, if I'm talking quiet, sometimes when I'm working, I start to trail off here. Yell at me if you can't understand what I'm saying. Okay, so we actually want these. And I'm going to try to scale them. Oh yeah, the center is not set up right. So we've actually got a... oh, that's nice, actually. I like that I didn't mean to put it in the middle, but I'm glad I did, because this makes things a lot easier. We'll just actually do these one at a time to get them kind of where they need to be. Oh, interesting. They are not connected. Nice. So we can rotate G. Let's scale these down. Yeah, that's funny. Actually, so I'm gonna do this, and then delete this bone. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't. Oh, let me also go ahead and start my save, because I'd be really upset if I get partway down. Animals. Let me go ahead and make a subfolder for dog. And we'll save this as kaylee.blend. Save as. Okay. So 3. Okay, so we're good there. Let's line up the head now. Gee, the head's already about the right size. I'm actually kind of happy about that. Of course, the ears on a yellow lab are kind of floppy. Okay, so that's like roughly okay. And that will help us. Between these two things, we can turn our default cube into a dog. All right. And standard disclaimer, Blender people can, of course, yell at me about all the things I do wrong. That's just totally fine. Okay. Okay, so I'm in edit mode. I want to scale this whole, oops, I gotta select everybody. That's what we want. No, 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 no. Yeah, so we just want you. We want to be in edit mode. There we go. Now we want to scale everybody down. Okay. Now usually I would start with the body and I would subdivide, but I saw somebody start, by creating like the main body and then extruding off of that, and I kind of like that idea. I like extruding. And I think I'm going to turn X-ray on so I can see the rig underneath. Okay. So, excuse me. All right. How do I want to approach this? Okay. So let's do this, and G, extrude, no, that's right, I gotta extrude, get it to where I want, and then scale it. And we can move it around a little bit. Actually may want another loop in here. Okay, so back where we were. Extrude. G. Scale. There we go. Extrude. And I think I want to take this one all the way back. And then we'll move this in here somewhere. So what are we looking like? Yeah, not too bad. We're going to make some loop cuts eventually and kind of clean this up, but all right, so that's kind of the body. Actually, seems like the body hangs down a little more than that, but I think that's just fur. Okay. So I think I want to one more loop cut in here. I'm going to move it to just behind the river bend. Let's just move these guys in here, move him up here. Okay, so we kind of got a doggy shape. And then I think what I'm going to do is move this down like here, and this somewhere around there. So we got a doggy shape. And so I should be able to then extrude this up into like the head and so on. Extrude straight up, probably to about there. Scale. extrude, scale, okay, extrude to get the top of the head. And so this I actually may move back down a little bit more. Oops. This will move down here. I hesitate to make so many cuts here, but I just feel like I'm going to need them. All right. So see, like, I am probably going to want to then add more loops at some point, but for now, let's see if we can scale, G, rotate. Oh, yeah, Oh, did I meant to extrude. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Scale, G, rotate, G, extrude, scale. That worked out well. G up a little bit. Extrude, rotate, oops, scale. Okay, that is roughly, if we take the reference photo out, no, I want to turn off the rig for a second. Yeah, see, we've got issues. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want, I wonder if I'm going to regret having done that. But we probably want a loop cut across here anyway. Whoops. Just so we have like something we can pull out here to make it round. So that lets me neaten up that. So it's kind of looking dog shaped. I think I also want another one here, just so we can, it doesn't need to be exact. I'm kind of going for a detailed low poly kind of look anyway. Yeah, that's like really atrocious from the side, but you know what, we're only 24 minutes in and we've already got a dog shape. Oops, we gotta hit shift first. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is move this point up, and we're going to start making our loop cuts in the side. Now if I turn on mirroring in X, and I make a loop cut here, okay, so I have to make the loop cut there anyway. Now if I make a loop cut on the other side, is it gonna, no, it's not. This is, what we want to do is mirror modifier. I had good luck with the mirroring up here early on, but yeah, x-axis all good. Okay, so oh, we want clipping on. But since then, yeah, so I I think that's doing what I want, but let me just check. I want just that vertex. Yeah, okay, so that's doing what I want. I think that if I only had this on, that it wouldn't. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's get rid of the mirror modifier for a second. And turn this on. G, yeah, so C. So let's get up. Yeah. I may have just screwed myself up. Okay, so that's doing what I want. Okay, so we'll just use mirror modifier. I understand it better anyway. Now I already know we're going to want at least 2 more loop cuts in here. But first let's use the face for a second. Oops. Not edge, face. There we go. Alright, so 3. And we're going to extrude, rotate, do this, scale. Now a lab's tail kind of bulges out like that before, so we're going to do like here. I'm going to scale that down just a bit. Yeah. Extrude one more. Scale that down a lot bit. And we'll move it up there, rotate it a bit. There we go. Close enough. Like if we look at this, let's do it from the side and turn off the reference image for a second. Yeah, kind of looks like a lab, right? We're just trying to rough it in right now. And so along those lines, let's grab this and extrude down to here or so. And then we do this. Scale it down. Scale it down a little more. Okay. Extrude. Rotate. G. Scale. I think I want to rotate a little more. Yeah. Extrude. Yeah, so you want lots of geometry around the elbows, or the bends of things. That much I remember. I think I didn't want to scale that out like that. That's good. So then we'll extrude again. Rotate that. G. Scale it down. G. Okay. Is it doing this on both sides? Yes! Good, 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 good. Shoo. Okay, I think that we want to start making the foot. And so what we will do is we will extrude down to here. I think what I want to do is bring this down a bit. Thing is, we're gonna want an extra, well, let's just do this because I think it'll be better in the long run. And so then what we want to do is just extrude out here. And for now, I'm just going to make a foot. And we can actually no, I don't like that. Right? Yeah. Okay. So we did that one. Let's get the face in here. That dog has a bit of a belly hanging down. Okay. So actually, yeah, I'm going to extrude immediately and then scale this down right away. It gives us a little bit of extra geometry around here. Extrude, scale. I gotta be careful because there's a leg right behind it that's kind of confusing me. Okay, so somewhere in here, let's bring back the meta rig for a second. Yeah, I was gonna say somewhere in here there's an elbow. Yeah. I'm gonna end up readjusting where these joints are. So we want, at least one here. I'm gonna leave this up for a second. Extrude, rotate, G, scale, extrude, scale, G, extrude, that's fine actually. Extrude again. This time we'll rotate it to be flat. Grab these guys, extrude them out, rotate that to be flat, G, scale, yeah, kind of looks like a lab from the side, right? Yeah, I'm gonna wish I had more loop cuts when it comes to sculpting these edges anyway. And I don't sculpt anyway. But anyway, we've got a really ugly looking dog. I mean, from the front it looks crazy, right? And that's where the art comes in. And unfortunately I don't have like a front view. It's like even in my own references, I've got heads. Yeah, no front views. Maybe I can find one real quick. Alright. Sometimes it doesn't pay to look up a front view reference necessarily, because the act of scaling things up and down from the side view also is scaling them, this direction as well, and sometimes you pull it out and it looks okay. If I was making a water buffalo or something, this would be all right, but it's not a dog, that's for sure. From the side it is, but not from the front or top, etc. So we want to find a direct front view. I mean, I could just take a whack at it. I'm trying to see one that has good proportions and then check the license, because I've got it filtered. That's a happy doggy. Okay, so that's a puppy, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of a puppy. Yeah. And of course, these probably has. It's a stock photo. Yeah. The license is probably lying to me. Another happy doggy. Alright, so this might work. And it's Wikimedia Commons. That's even better. So let's, yeah, no higher resolution available. That's fine. Save image as Wiki Labrador Jordan. Okay, so good. And then what we can do is we can position our meta rig in a similar, like find a camera pose that puts the meta rig in a similar pose. And then, oh, these are some of the tricks I use. So we bring back Kaylee, like she's all messed up, right? And so then in not edit mode, we add another reference image, and it was this one. So it's already angled the way we want, basically. And I'm going to pull it over to the side and scale it up a bit. So that's about right. So this gives us almost a profile to work from. And now if I look at the top, it's not where I want it to be. I actually want it to be, unfortunately, back behind here, so that it's always back. Thanks. Okay, so now I need to find my angle again. That's about right. Scale it up. G. Okay, so we're roughly the same kind of view. Now we can start messing with, so that's the thing, is he should be in front. Yeah, he is. It's just a quirk of the transparency, I think. Okay. So if we go back to editing our ugly dude here, how do I want to start this? First of all, we need to fatten up these legs. I think I want to do that by, I need the, what is the stupid, oh, that's not what I want. In fact, I'm for the, let me turn off the meta rig for a second. I screwed up my mirroring as well, because I shouldn't have this side here. Delete them all. Yeah, so see these, yeah, that's the way it should be. Chunky dog, exactly. He's a chunky boy. How on earth? Oh, from scaling. That's why. That's why these are further in than them. Okay, so let me turn off transparency for a minute. The other thing I think I'm going to want to do now is where it says it's a mesh thing. Mesh, shading, smooth faces. No, that didn't do what I want. Thinking object mode, right? Object, shade smooth. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've got a interesting issue right here. Probably I'm gonna need to move some stuff around, but anyway. He looks so hilarious. Um, things always look really bad when you first start out. Yeah. Hmm. And so where do we start? I think. What is the stupid command to select a loop cut? Is it Alt? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what we'll do first is we'll scale to cursor. Transform pivot point 3D cursor. Okay. And so what we'll do here is we will scale, but in everything but Y. So we'll scale in the Z and yeah, and maybe bring it in a little bit. Okay, we're starting to look like something. We'll do the same thing here, only this time we'll just use G, I think. Just move it. Yeah, so he's starting to look like a doggy. Got some hips. We're definitely 100% going to want a loop cut in here, because the next thing we want to do is sort of bring this in on the x-axis. You know, yeah, we definitely want to do it. Actually, let's just scale on the x-axis. And then GX to bring that in. Hey, that is not looking too bad for a first hack. All right, let's, while we're here, I happen to know that my dog does not have a square crotch. I know it's hard to believe, but you'll have to trust me that dogs do not have square crotches. Okay, so let's bring these in. Let's turn transparency back on. The nice thing about these legs being offset is I can do this. Just bring the whole thing in a bit. And then bring these in. This in. Oops. Okay, so yeah, see? Make solid again. Yeah, it's not too bad. We want another, probably do want another loop cut in here. Just part of me is like, so much geometry. Now, the right way to model, right, that real modelers do is they'll sculpt all this, and then they'll go back and they'll put all of the, they'll painstakingly put quads on everything and so on and so forth. I do not model that way. I don't think that way. So I'm not doing it the right way. Someday I will. I hope to get to the point with Mythruna someday that I can hire an artist that actually knows what they're doing. And they'll go through all of my models and tell me what an idiot I am. And that'll be a fun day. Okay, so while we're here, let's go ahead and, okay, let's turn transparency on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I think that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so see, we have another issue here. That if I do that, I end up screwing up the... See, will it stop? It'll do the loop cut all the way forward. I don't want that. I think what needs to happen is actually these guys need to just come down. right? And then these guys need to come up. Not that much. Okay, so that gives me kind of a, if you look at it from this side, that's kind of a tail shape. Okay, so we've got some messed up yeah, Blender's not happy with me for having this particular quad be so non-planar. It really wants another, you know what, why not? What is this going to do for me? Okay. Alright, it'll make the geometry a little better later, and it'll give us more to animate, right? So for the most part we're good there. I think that the other thing we want to do is bring this forward and this forward, this forward. When it gets to be closer to 10 o'clock, I think I'm going to take whatever I have, not a final version, you know, I'm going to make sure I save a copy. The other thing we're going to want is this all needs to come out to the side. Yeah, that's my doggy. GY. Oops. GY. Okay. That's looking more like my doggy. Probably I want to take this in a lot more. Anyway, as I get closer to 10 o'clock, what I will probably do is, you know, kind of save what I got and export to see, maybe, you know, turn it animated real quick to give it a skeleton and then see what it's going to look like in the game. Everything just looks so bad so far. I think that we want to bring in, I believe I want to bring out this stuff and in this stuff. Maybe not all that stuff. Whoa. There, something got messed up there. There is an extra. Oh no. Alright, so what we're going to do to fix my mistake. Can we merge vertices? Merge. There it goes. By distance, I think it's going to do all of them. Removed 0 vertices. That's no bueno. Yeah, I wish it told you what it was going to undo, like other things. So I've got an issue here. Merge. Merge vertices by distance. We removed 9 vertices. Let's see if it removed the ones we want. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it fixed the problem for me. Good, 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 good. I don't need that. I definitely do not need that. That mess. Okay, so let's GX, bring the sides in a little bit. Dogs are surprisingly narrow from the top. At least labs. They're very fit dogs. I probably wanted to do these as well. Yeah, 'cause we've made interesting geometry now. Okay, so yeah, that's starting to look more like it. GX, there we go. That's better. We are 100% going to want a loop cut right here. Oh my god, that's just these are just, yeah, so like all this stuff is awful, right? Okay, so we'll scale X because that'll give us kind of a proportional edit, right? The ones at the bottom won't move as much as the one at the top. That is still not enough for what we want to do. And actually, I kind of liked it. Let's just move the bottoms where we want. And then fix these. Here we go. And this guy needs to come out, actually. Probably him too. And then these guys. Yeah. Yes. Yes, very, very, very indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is all a mess, but that's what we'll fix next. Sometimes just finding... In fact, let's select all of these, except you, but including you. Sometimes it's just about finding a place to start, right? Scale in the X. We'll just bring it down in. Then we'll undo these. I didn't need that one. Doesn't matter, in fact. So we'll scale it again. Yeah. GX. GX. Okay, so, and there's just a certain comfort in just grabbing the pixels and moving them around by hand sometimes. GY, we'll bring all, ooh, maybe we'll do these one at a time too. So the other thing is you can GG and do like, that moves them along the sort of the line. Okay, I think he's still chunky dog, more like a, yeah, like a bulldog. No, actually, it needs to come way more in up here. This could probably all be flatter. So let's do these faces. And yeah, let's grab these guys too. Well, the whole leg has got to get wider in here. In the meantime, let's just bring all of this in. And let's bring the meta rig back for a second. Yeah, so see, the front legs are already kind of where they're supposed to be. Well, I want to do this, that's for sure. Oh, wait. Okay, so let's do it from the front. Alright, here's a trick. Go like this. Hide. Suddenly, it all becomes easier to work with. Alright, GX, move those guys in. It's actually not too bad. Alright, so turn off transparency again. Yeah. Okay, but these guys need to come way in. GX, like this. You guys certainly need to come way in. You probably not as much as I did. Okay, so from the front, they actually do have a bit of a crease there. That means we are probably going to want another loop, or I bring this guy back, this guy back. This whole leg needs to get fatter. What if I do this? Okay, that's more than I want, but not a lot more. Actually, that would be fine, in fact. So GX, just make these legs a little... Oh, it did the whole thing. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Alright, we'll do it the hard way. Doink, 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 doink. GX. What does that look like? Probably too much. Yeah, so we want GX. Alright, it's getting close to 10. Let me SX. Oh wait, I want to select them all. SX G. Let's do it like this. FX. There we go. Oh, okay, that kind of looks like a doggy foot. Kind of. Alright, this is... so, like, he's never going to look right until I fix the head. Right. Let me make sure. So I'm kind of happy with the body so far. So let's hide that so that I can so I only get the I could just look over here. In fact, so then, yeah, the dog is kind of almost an octagon flat head. My dog not so much. She's a softer. Anyway. Actually, I only have a side view of her face. Okay. So let's bring back the whole dog. Let's turn off the meta rig for a second. Okay, thanks, Ron. Thanks for joining. I was just about to like hit the meta rig and just see what it does. um, so, so first of all, what I'll do is I'm just gonna save this, and I'm gonna save as Kaylee temp, and we're going to. This is just going to. Okay, bring back the meta rig. It's already mostly in the right place. I don't really care. So I'm going to we'll go back into object mode, select this guy. I think somewhere in here you can say generate the rig. Uh-oh. I did a bad thing, guys. But did it really? Yeah, it didn't. Alright, so we will. Can we undo? Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, meta rig. I think what I did was, I think these two guys are supposed to be co-resident, like in the same point. Can I merge them? Well, I mean, what I can do is scale 0. Oh, wait. We want to change the median point. Okay. Scale 0. Alright, let's see if that actually fixed the problem. Generate rig. It's thinking. Aha! It's thinking harder than it did before. Haha! We have generated a rig. Okay. So then I can turn this one off. Bring back the model. Whoops. Bring back the model. Turn this one off. There we go. Okay, so she still doesn't look right. Actually, she kind of does because normally the ears would flop down and make the head a funny shape, kind of like you see. So it's not entirely off. So what do? We select the model first, then we select there, then we hit P. No. You actually can say parent with automatic weights. Okay. Now, if we go back to the rig and we go into pose mode, what happens when we start to move stuff around? Whee! Like we should be able to. I mean, it's like crazy, right? G, right? Okay, so like we've got no animations. What we'll do real quick is go to animation mode. We will select all the bones, everything. We will. Oh, we want action editor. So we're going to make a new action. Default. Is it what I call it? Default pose or default? All right. So select them all. Insert a keyframe. Location, rotation, scale. Stash. And then I also push down. I don't know which one I have to do for sure. But let's see if we can get it loaded into the. It's already starting to look kind of like a dog from the side. All right, export GLTF. And where did I put my other GLTF? So I left them in the same directory. That's good. And we want to do GLTF plus spins plus textures. Down in the same directory. Remember the settings. Oh yeah, I have to select the right object. So this is going to be busted. Apply modifiers, tangents. Eventually we want that. Although I never had it work right. Okay, so we'll export. This isn't going to do the right thing because I don't have the right model selected. So in my experience, in object mode, I have to have this guy selected. So let's try again. Export GLTF, all the same settings, export it, yes. Okay, so this Kaylee temp. Alright, so next thing we will do is go to I don't think I have it open yet. Oh, that's wrong place. Where's settings? Okay. Testcube.rig. Yep, that's exactly what we want. So let's take the butterfly. Oh, okay, cool. Make a dog temp.rig. Paste this in. Animals dog Kaylee temp.gltf. Animals dog. Right? Did I call it animals dog? Animals dog. Yep. Kaylee temp.blend. Kaylee temp.gltf. Okay. Animals dog. Kaylee rescale.gravy, which we don't have yet. We want to call the model dog.rig. Actually, let's call it yellow lab.rig. We'll call them, yeah, that's fine. Except for they actually do need to be the same name. I believe that things will get messed up if they are not the same name. No, rig and rig judge. This should actually work, okay. They won't have these proper attachments, or the joints will be messed up. The colliders for sure will be messed up. It won't have those. We didn't make an idle. Let's make an idle real quick. So new idle pose mode all insert. So idle was just going to be the same as default. Oh. Stash idle push down. We want to X him. Has 2 users. That's bad. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't screw me up. Object mode. Export again. Things I gotta remember to do all this in the real version too, but that's fine. What if there are any of you on still? Am I talking to myself? No, says I have 5 concurrent viewers. Nice. Okay. So let's see if we can make it into the game. So we have an idle. We have okay. It's going to complain about not having the script, right? It's just... Fortunately, that'll reload. So we just want to... In animals... Oh. Dog. What do I call it? Kaylee rescale. Doesn't need to do anything, it just needs to be there. And then I should be able to open the rig, dog temp, load, and see what blows up. Oh! I didn't expect it to work right away. Okay, so like we know the head's messed up, the body is like too fat from the top, but we got it in, so that means that the pipeline is all set. I believe this is going to screw up because there is no... Yeah, so it just randomly picked one. So these are the things that, as I talked about in a previous one, Mythruna would require if I wanted it in the game. The other thing is I can't actually bring it in because it doesn't have a run or a walk animation, so I can't bring it into the game proper, but I can bring it into the loader here, and I'll add fur and stuff later, obviously. So head top should be... But in order to operate in the game, I need to know where the top of its head is, which is why we're specifying that here while I was here. But it's sometimes tough to figure... Okay. If we look at the human remail, I forgot. Orgs... Hand right, head top, org spine 006. So maybe it's something to do in the similar vein. Let's find the org spine. No, probably higher up. Yeah, okay. So that's the top of the head. We would rotate it to fit, and then we would find one of these that makes a good center graph. We actually show the whole armature. So cool. That's not bad, I think, for an hour's worth of work. I need to go back and obviously clean up a lot of stuff, and make it look like a little less dumb from the front. But from the side, I think it looks like a lab, and I think that's where I'm going to end it tonight. My ears are starting to get headphone sweat. Thanks for joining. Seems like we had maybe a couple extra people on. If you were lurking and are new, welcome to the channel. If you are interested in following along in the future, please subscribe and maybe click the little bell. And let me find my window that I need to start wrapping things up. So I'm going to hit the thanks page. Oh, by the way, again, link in the upper left here if you want to download. Right here, engine test build. And the password's dragon, while there is still a password. And that link will have the Discord link if you want to join the Discord. And otherwise, thanks for joining. Consider liking the page, subscribing, and clicking the bell if you want to see these in the future. I do them once a week. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.